Okay, so this is my review for Days Gone. So I first heard about Days Gone when I first bought my PS4 last year. I used to play PlayStations throughout my life basically, and then I started going on to the Xbox. So yeah, my last purchase of an Xbox was an Xbox One. So I decided to get a PS4 and, never look back now basically. I love my PS4. So this game, Days Gone, it's basically about a zombie apocalypse and it's about you basically surviving. You're part of a biker gang, well, biker crew sort of thing. And you literally, it's just basically about you surviving, going from place to place, surviving, gaining, camp's trust. And along the way, you're going to come along to some very bad enemies. So I don't even know if I'm halfway through it. But the gist of the story that I've got so far, basically, you're playing Deacon. He got split up from his wife. His wife had a wound on her stomach. And she was taken away by Nero, scientist, helicopter. He had loads of other people on the helicopter, and he said to Deacon basically that he could only take 2 other people, including his wife, Sarah. I believe her name is Sarah. And there's 3 of them basically. His mate, who he rides with, who he classes his brother, and he couldn't leave him behind because his friend had a leg wound, and obviously he wouldn't have made it if Deacon didn't stay behind. So he let the scientists take his wife away. Before he went, he asked where he was going, and he said to some sort of camp, for survivors or whatever, to help them. And that was it. And then, basically, you're starting I believe you're starting the story nearly 2 years after. He's basically he's still in contact with the scientist. He finds the scientist who helped his wife, and he's basically going through getting loads of clues, trying to find out if she's still alive. Spoiler alert, I know she's still alive, but I haven't got to that part yet. So it's really a really cute story, I think, how he met his wife. His wife broke down. Wasn't his wife at the time, obviously. She broke down, and he pulled up on his motorbike, and he offered her to give her a lift, and she finds out he gets beaten up by these people, and she just stands there, and then all of a sudden she gets the gun out and shoots the air, and then they go away basically, and that's it basically. He drives her back to the car, and then I don't think you see anything after that, because I'm not that far into it, I don't believe. In the video, or in the picture right now, basically, is a picture of Deacon. He's the one with the hat on, and Boozer, his brother from his motorcycle club, and obviously this is them. This is what they're like, and there's a part basically on it, and it's really quite sad actually, where Boozer actually, he gets captured by Rippers, and Rippers are another sort of gang if you like. They're a nuisance basically all over the map. There's Ripper camps, and they're just a nuisance. You know, if you try and go in their patch, they will kill you. And unfortunately, Boozer comes across these Rippers, and they actually use a blowtorch on one of his arms, and his arm, he goes back to where they live, and you end up going to get, you know, medication for him, and it don't work, and he starts going mad. So you end up having to take him to another camp where they actually have to actually amputate his arm, and yeah, basically he's got just one arm. And I don't know if that like just really bothers him as a I mean, I'm not a man, so, you know, I don't know how men think, but, you know, as a man, he can't do what he normally does. Like, he can't ride his motorcycle, and he goes on a binge drinking thing where he runs off with a bottle of whiskey, and, you know, you have to find him. He says he's at a farm, and then you go to one farm, and that's when you come across a screamer, which, oh my god, you know, I thought that was, when I heard about screamers, I thought, it's not that bad. But yeah, literally, they are bad. And as soon as you see one, you need to get rid of it. And it's always a female and blonde hair. And they scream so loud, basically, they can knock you off your motorbike, and they can hurt your health quite a bit. So yeah, you need to deal with one of them. Eventually you get hold of him, and you bring him back, and you save his ass, basically, you know, and he recognises that you saved him. Because there's a part when he's just drunk, and he stands on this road, and there's a massive horde. They're not that far from him, basically, and he's just sitting there, basically waiting for them to come and get him, basically. And and Deacon changes his mind. He makes him get on his bike, and they get out of there by the skin of their teeth. So yeah, that's one part done. So the picture is of a screamer, if you really want to see one. Like I said, they've got blonde, white hair, and the face is just, the mouth is like really massive, if you can see. Another enemy that I stumbled across was a breaker. My first interaction with a breaker, and let me tell you, they take up a lot of ammo. If you're near anything that blows up, or, you know, bear traps, or, you know, anything like that, use those to your advantage, because you are going to need it. These things are really hard to kill, basically. And I watched someone on YouTube how they killed them, and I copied it, and I did it, thank God. But yeah, if I just used my gun, I would have been there all day. And literally, they're quite fast. They're fast, and you got to dodge them. If you could dodge them, do it. See if you could do that. But literally, they are so hard. They take a lot of your health off as well, if they manage to get hold of you. So there's another picture of a breaker. And this actually is in the part where I first encountered my first breaker. You end up in this yard, basically, with an old plane that's been smashed up. And yeah, these breakers, I've heard that these breakers attack hordes. So, I mean, that's kind of good, because, you know, I'd rather a breaker compared to a horde, because a horde is so hard to get away from. Breakers, yeah, they're fast, but at least you can try. At least it's just one of them. So if you can use them to your advantage to get rid of hordes, then, you know, make sure you do. So this is just a small horde compared to what I've seen so far. This is a tiny horde, and I'm on this part basically where I can, where they're planning to blow up a cave full of these things in it. So this is a picture of a Ripper, and yeah, just so if you haven't seen them, this is what they look like. So that's all I've really got to say about Rippers. The good thing about this game, I love motorcycle games, and you're on a motorcycle. When you go to camps, you do things for them. When you start doing things for them, you gain their trust. The more trust you got, the more things you can do with your motorbike. So I'm currently on second trust, two trust with Tucker, with the Tucker camp. But I'm mostly at the moment I'm doing jobs for Ricky's camp, or Iron Mike's camp. I don't know why, but I just like that one because it's got more, and it's got more for your bike on it on that one. The other one, which is a bit of a letdown, I'm on the second trust, right? And I can't even get the NOS for my motorbike. That's the thing that I find, a bit annoying. So I'm trying to get my trust up. For that. And then hopefully get my NOS, because I'll tell you what, you really need NOS when you're near anything fast, like a horde or like one of them screamers, for example. You need something fast, and you need something that's going to get you out of the shit pit, basically. So yeah, what else happens? So this is a picture of Ricky. She's another fellow biker. I don't think she's part of a biker motorcycle club. I think she's just a biker, basically. And yeah, you did quite a bit for her. So far, I'm on my 793 days gone on this game. So I'm just about to go out in a minute with, I think, Boozer. So yeah, that's it. But yeah, it was a great game, very good game. I love it so far. The only thing that I hate about it is, like I said, it's one of that camp, the Tucker camp with the trust level. I'm on second level and still haven't even got the option to, you can't even change your bike on that. All you can do when you go there is refuel or fix your bike, basically. You can't do anything other than them two things at that camp at the moment. So I don't know if it's going to change. It'd be nice if it did. But yeah, very good game. Love it so far. Can't wait to play the other game that's after this that I want to play, which is oh my god, what is the game called? Last of Us 2. I completed The Last of Us. Loved that. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Cheers.